some echoes. mute 찍어서. Okay. Okay, we are almost 4 minutes late, but that's what not big deal. We have time. We are probably in here for a while, and thank you for coming back, online people, and here, of course. I'm sure you have many things to do, especially Sunday. Sunday is most busiest time in human beings. And we first chant our refuge prayer and bodhicitta, and then 7 accumulation, offering of accumulation merits, and then we will read, chant this book, what we went through, went over yesterday, a portion, and then we slowly try to understand verse by verse, line by line, and then if you have any questions, please raise that question to us, and we can try to discuss about that subject.
Okay. Prayer book, page number 3, please. And the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, most excellent. I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. And by the merit of generosity and other good deeds, Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Ngồi mỏi non có đòi nhân bê xem cho tham dự điều đàn đề vi chú đà đàm bà ra chú dê đô đàn đô chê dê đàm May all mother sentient beings, boundless in the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from the suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness as free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment.
And the verse.
Hoi Chan San Wa Dan Yo Shai Wa Dan Ye So Ye Ren Goi Zhen Sol Wa Ye Ye Wa Jun Soi Dai Ye So Wa Tam Je Zo Ben Yang Yo Yen Ber Ngo. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostration, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Ngồi cho đến nhiên đôi mê tâm lên dọn trái phía tôn sở yon la chào về mê gia wa đôi chiến chẳng ban chư tam mong bồ sa unequaled refuge, ornament of the world. Your friend pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor, Vajradhara, without doubt. I bow at the feet of Father, Jitensuma. Continuously I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds the Baha. Please bless me so that I realize the unelaborated nature of mind. The ground is sprinkled with sentient water and strewn with the flowers. It's adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. Om Guru Devanda Gini Rana Mandala Prajisa Soy Senka Namji Sambatam Loye Cheda Please turn the wheel of Dharma into vehicles and their combinations according to the dispositions and likewise the magical capacities of sentient beings.
Okay, that's opening prayer, and through this recitation, we already sort of change our motivation. That's important. If not, we still have time to generate the bodhicitta and also taking refuge, and then these 7 branches of offering that accumulate merit, usually what we can do after this taking refuge in bodhicitta. Then we have these mainly 7 things we can involve: prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, besieging, and praying. These are important things that we can do. Each has own purpose and also antidote to each of our negative actions and negative emotions. So that's our important. Then we have mandala offering. That is mainly accumulating merit again, and something in Bodhicharya Avatara we talk about these offerings that we can make offer what you have, or if we don't have things that we want to offer, we can imagining to make offering. That's also as beneficial as what we offering actual things. And then we are visualizing these 4 continents with the center mountain and so forth. These are traditional way of doing it, so we can think as best as we can, and also as beautiful as we can too, offering the mandala. And then we have this request for teachings, and that's a really traditional way of we're doing it. And then now I'm chanting my own lineage prayer, and then we can go through our text. Zum Sanje Tam Jijimo, Redon Jingor Jamso Chabda, Garin Sumen Tuji Dan Yin Kamsun Juji Jarbo Shabji Bemodor, Mame Balango Rabdadit. Kosum Guba Jimbo Gone Jan Sarshin Jabson Jo, Jevane Terab Jinchua Tam Jedato, Zawa Jimbo Gone. Jesus on the Jushin Jela Banza Dozo, Kongi Jarson Tavem, Kasan Zumben Don Rajin, Zambeso, Sun Rosarin Rogu Magadoze. Tujinda Makune Jurinji Denzam Jinkong Jabe Tawon Bima Garbo Derinda Loyin Zorojon. Origin Zolan Beme Dombo Jarve Namro Ronjung Zanzo Bay Yodam Somba. Bimanjung ne dalu ben zoro jong, xin yi ten ge xi xin si bin qian zi jing ko ra gong jing, ro kun zi mo men ba san zi lo zhu kun de yan de. Gu dong yi xi zhi ba mi gong qun yin ka lan zi ba kum dian bar xiong ne gu ne ga wei zo ge, qiu yin to be ma ga fon zin be xia, le zong wo zi zong ge. Ning ge men zi lo zhun jiu zo wei yong jing a ge bam. Dai Jong Gong Do Garan Jen Yang Bongo, Yoden Gunjong Gai Jizar de Nyambo Tong Zai Bebe Nanjur. Tremere Jabje Daye John Chedra Jarveze Boshavala Nanda Drabe Wanjo Shavala Son Banjo Dungarondermo Yimni Chudi Wambo Daye Rikdon Jambar Juni Jilale Gombelon Le Bombe Derjito Longdo Junzi Janson Madai Mi Bam Jamyon Nam Jala Gajanzo Yoden Sonje Gundon Yam Nayan Kadi Sanje Gundelabe Zawe Lama Dala Zarvande Dason Roe Lana Julai Okay, thank you. And we should read our text. So that's called practice, and you can relax without paying much attention to read, or want to try to understand through reading each word. Either way, it's fine. But we are going to read this text. I don't know. You all have the text. Maybe it's, just listen. Maybe it's fine. Okay. Page 3. Homage to the glorious Samadabhadra, naturally occurring timeless awareness, utterly lucid awakening mind, as something marvelous and superb, primordially and spontaneously present. It is the tertiary from which comes the universe, appearances and possibilities, whether of samsara or nirvana. Homage to that unwavering state, free from elaboration, the very pinnacle of spiritual approach. The sun and the moon orbit the most majestic mountains. It's the expanse of the Vajrahat essence, spontaneously present, utterly lucid. Expanse of a naturally settled state. Listen as I explain this superb, timelessly infinite expanse. Within the expanse of spontaneously present is the ground for all that arises. Empty in essence, continuous by it has never existed. Arise as all. Within the existence of the kayas, although samsara and nirvana arise naturally, they do not stray from basic space. Such is the blissful realm, that is the true nature of phenomenon. Mind itself is the realm of unchanging space. Its undetermined expression of its responsiveness. Everything is an adornment of basic space, nothing else. Outwardly and inwardly, things proliferating and resolving are the energy of awakening mind. Because this is nothing whatsoever, yet arises anything at all. It's a magical expression. Throughout the entire universe, all beings and all that manifest as form are adornments of basic space, rising as the ongoing principle of enlightened form, but that is audible, all sounds and voices without exception, as many as there may be, are the adornment of basic space. The principle of enlightened speech. All consciousness and all stirring and proliferation of thoughts as well as the inconceivable range of non-conceptual states, are adornment of the basic space, rising as an ongoing principle of enlightened mind. Beings born in the six classes through four avenues of rebirth, moreover, do not stray in the slightest from the basic space of phenomena. In words of appearances and possibilities, the six kinds of sense objects manifest dualistic perception, appears within the realm of basic space of phenomena, just as illusions and existence. Without underlying support, the vivid appearance supremely spacious and naturally clear, just as it is. The universe arises on a drawn basic space of phenomena. However things appear or sound within a vast realm of digital space, they do not stray from their spontaneously a working mind. Since the timeless state of utter relaxation is naturally empty and without transition or change, whatever manifests a timeless awareness, the nature of phenomena, merging in a single blissful expanse, without any effort, without any needing to be done. Sambhogaya is unwavering, utterly lucidity. Even as anything at all manifests, it is by nature spontaneously present, uncontrived and unadulterated, a pervasive state of spontaneously equalness. Due to the way in which the distinct animations occur naturally, the amazing magic never stray from wholly past state in which nothing needed to be done. Within a waking mind, which is without pitfall, the spontaneous direction of the three kinds, entailing no effort, is such that without strain, are spontaneously present and uncompounded. The spontaneous perfection of the kayas, timeless awareness, and enlightened activity, moreover, is the great message, a supreme expanse that is timelessly perfect, or timelessly arising, timelessly and spontaneously present. This pure realm is without transition or change. With the perception of the true nature of phenomena within basic space, wisdom arises continuously as a dawn that space, not created or achieved, is abides timelessly. Like the sun in the sky, it is the amazing and the bird. Within the ultimate, timelessly and spontaneously present, samsara is wholly positive. Nirvana is wholly within wholly positive expanse. Samsara and nirvana have never existed. Sensory appearances are wholly positive. Emptiness is positive. Within the wholly positive, appearances and emptiness have never existed. Birth and death and wholly positive. Happiness and suffering are positive. Within the wholly positive expanse, birth, death, happiness, and suffering have never existed. Self and other are wholly positive. Affirmation and negation are positive. Within the wholly positive expanse, the self and other affirmation and negation have never existed. Labeling takes place in a confusion, for what is non-existence is taken to exist. Given that the nature of a thing is similar to that of dream images, which have no basis, strange is to fixate on samsara through all right. Everything is positive. The supreme state of spontaneously present. Since there never have been confusion, this is no confusion, and never will be confusion. Conditioned existence is limitable. It is the beyond extreme of existence and non-existence, since no one has never been confused. At all in the past, no one is confused at present, and no one will be confused later on. This is the enlightened intent of the original purity of the three planes of conditioned existence. There's no confusion. Nothing exists as a confusion state. Supreme nature occurring timelessly and spontaneously present. So the freedom is no freedom and never will be freedom. Nirvana is just a label, and there is no one who never know freedom. There will never be freedom, for there never will be bondage. Complete purity, like space, is free from being restricted or localized. This is enlightened and intent, original purity, auto freedom. Yes, we can see now, we can feel that even reading the book that nothing exists in this universe and beyond. That's a really powerful statement that we can feel. And of course, we still have to deal with our emotions and our problems and samsaric things and try to make life better and even maybe plan to attain enlightenment. That is our whole purpose and goal. But since there is many avenues to we practice our Dharma, so that's our choice. And these particular texts is introducing as what our real nature is, and so close, talking about the actual reality, and it's a little bit difficult because we think we are far from the nature and so forth. But these comforting us that we are not alone, or we are not individuals anymore. So once we are not individuals, we cannot be alone either. So we are just in a Dharma Dhatu. And there's few words we learn already that we are familiarized. These words maybe helps because once, if there's nothing, how these myriad of appearances appear to us, as there's, if we try to say or conceptualize first and to put in words, then is of course distorted very much. It's almost like the telescopes that bring sunlight to telescope, and then lights are bouncing back and forth. We are not even looking directly to the sun. It's just we see kind of refraction of sunlight that we call sunlight. So, or maybe it's better than nothing. So, our concept is what we have and that we use, and then time to time we need to remind us that the actual reality is conceptualist and beyond concept and non-dual. So we are so clever that sometimes we still want to put title, name, and to make that sounds like something conceptualizable and say Buddha nature and luminous and lucidity and Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. So these terms are familiar with, and also seems comforting us with rather than seeing sometimes Chan and the Dzogchen saying with nothing to talk about. There's no words and just mute and maybe Chan we have some kongans to teasing us how stupid we are, and if through that then we make a glimpse of recognize that how stupid we are, and the Dzogchen is the same thing. So that's just, sometimes it's giving us discomfort because we like our own way of concept is our comfort zone, so we don't want to lose this concept of value and norms and so forth. But I think it's good to remind us sometimes that there is a thing that beyond concept we need to conceptualize. I don't know. I cannot say better than that. No. And then, if we have questions, last night we sometimes it helps to where we going direction. If not, then we slowly go through line by line and then see what we can get.
Please ask a question.
Yeah, sometimes it can talk.
Yes. On page, is it 7, 9? There is a page that talks about everything is positive.
Yes.
Can Khenpo please briefly explain again what positive mean in this context?
Okay. Yes, that's yes, really important part. Yesterday, we talked about this text at the very beginning, pay homage to Samadhabhadra. So Samadhabhadra, you can see the very first line. The Samadhabhadra is Sanskrit term, Tibetan often use Gundu Sangpo, which really means ever good. So people translate all good or ever positive. So this positive is referring to that particular term. The Samadhabhadra is the primordial Buddha, which also means it's a Dharmakaya form of Dharmakaya. Can we say form? Dharmakaya Buddha, which means in the empty aspect of our mind nature. So here, the English is it's a little bit difficult. Positive means the Dharmakaya, and we need to think about or redirect our conscious to, when we say positive, ever positive means a Dharmakaya. So samsara and nirvana are Dharmakaya, and happiness and suffering are Dharmakaya, and also 5 poison and 5 wisdoms are Dharmakaya. We can put any our modern concept or classical categories, anything should fit in there. That's the positive means Dharmakaya here. So everything is Dharmakaya, then there's nothing that act as what we think, at least conceptually. We think actions that sort of act a little bit differently, that is not going to happen in that realm. And that's why it's saying that these affirmation and negations have never exist. It means whatever we affirm that there is nirvana upstairs and samsara here and maybe hell from downstairs, and so these kind of affirmations and the negations that there's no self, there's no others, there's no what we sometimes talking about the view, then we talking about the self and other is the target of the negation. We are negating that, but this really means something. Yesterday we talked about rabbit horn, which means never exists. That's negation, and something affirming we are in a house, we are in a center on a line. Is this kind of affirmation. These all are just arbitrary and temporarily we conceptualize things that are never exist, which means that we were not here yesterday. Not now, no, never. So that's the idea. If I put double negation, sometimes double negation makes stronger. No, never. And that's his last one. Question?
Khenpo.
Yes.
Hi, Khenpo. I have a question.
Yes.
Yesterday, you briefly mentioned the 4 visions, and you set up basically the foundation of the system. I have a question that goes a little bit beyond that. In Yeshi Lama, it's pointed out that there are 7 kayas corresponding to these 4 visions and the 4 lamps. And in this text, it's alluded to as we go further on. I was wondering if you could briefly just mention the remaining 4 kayas.
I don't recall exactly, but maybe without the text, it's you say 7 kayas. So usually we have 5 wisdoms, 5 kayas, and 5 bindus, 5 lights, and 5 winds. Those are standard, but now I couldn't, at this moment, I couldn't think of 7 kayas. And the last 2 kayas that we talk about, Minjur Dorjiku and Ngombar Shangchukjiku. So Minjur Dorjiku is unchanging Vajra body, and Ngombar Shangchoba is completely unenlightened body. So these 2 are put in there, and other than that, now I couldn't think what would be these 2 more kayas. But if I find that information, maybe I guess Yeshi Lama doesn't go through those terms, those kayas. Yeah.
I think it mentions something about after Svobodokaya, I think Mahasukaya, and then the Sambhogakaya. I can't pronounce it correctly.
Okay. Yes, yeah, it seems a Sanskrit term, and we could look at the Shilama if you have handy in, or someone maybe. But we can, yes, please, after the break, maybe we can, if you can point out that, that would be great.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you so much. Yes.
Because I don't read Tibetan,
Yes.
I'm wondering if in the first 11 pages, Richard Barron, if the word Rigpa appears within these first 11 pages, and if so, how does Richard Barron translate the word Rigpa, or does he use several different words for that?
I thought he used timeless awareness. We see. No, that's Yeshi.
Spontaneous presence, is that?
No, that's Lundrup.
That's Lundrup.
Yeah. No, the timeless awareness is Yeshi. It's not Rigpa. I have this wrong idea for a long time, misunderstanding of this Rigpa and the Yeshi. So there's a lot of Yeshi, but not Rigpa yet, maybe. I don't, we can
He
see.
uses intrinsic awareness.
Intrinsic awareness?
That's
Okay.
what he has in his glossary in the commentary.
Oh, good. Okay. That's great. Intrinsic awareness. My misunderstanding was I thought this Yeshi is timeless awareness here translating, and also primordial wisdom or gnosis that I use. When we talk about five gnosis, it's we can talk about the 5 family Buddhas, different gnosis, the mirror-like wisdom, and so forth. This discriminating wisdom, and so forth. And when we describing the ground, talk about 5 wisdoms or 2 wisdoms or 3 wisdoms that often occur. The 2 abiding wisdoms, not 2, 3 abiding wisdoms that the 3 wisdom that now I'm using wisdom anyway as gnosis that are the ngowo tongbi yi the empty essence gnosis, rangxin salvi yi the nature luminous wisdom or gnosis, and then tukje kunchapti yi or pervasive great compassionate gnosis. So these call about three abiding wisdoms because it's bias in our nature. It's not manifest yet, it's not appear yet, but we have this innate potential nature of these three wisdoms. And then that's pretty much about Dharmakaya level. And then we have 5 wisdoms that often use. And these 5 wisdoms are Sambhogakaya wisdoms. And then we have 2 wisdoms that, one wisdom that realized the phenomena exactly what it is, and then wisdoms that discriminates, or wisdom sees every object kind of distinctively. So these 2 are 2 wisdoms that belongs to Nirmanakaya. And these all usually are used in a Yeshi, in a Tibetan, which sometimes difficult to distinguish the intrinsic awareness or timeless awareness. But timeless awareness here, that's used. So here I'm wondering that maybe in this chapter is still talking about what it is to be known. We need to understand this reality. Once we talk about the ground, it's using Yeshi, the timeless awareness, rather than the intrinsic awareness, which is Rigpa, that we will see. But I thought that's a kind of standard whole Nyingma Tantras and Dzogchen Tantras, but lately I was reading another Tantra. It's Rigpa also describes these abiding awarenesses or the timeless awareness. So I'm that sense wrong, but however, it's generally I think it's Yeshi is much more kind of ground-oriented wisdom, a timeless awareness. You can see timeless means Ye means beginningless, or primordially means already there. It's nothing to do with the object. And then Rigpa means awareness. You have Rigpa. Your awareness that cognize or recognize your own timeless awareness, that is called Rigpa. So almost like Yeshi is the reality, what it is, and Rigpa is what your awareness that can cognize or recognize the actual awareness. That's my understanding. Maybe that's sometimes helpful, because many of my friends and others, we have discussion on this Yeshi and Rigpa, these 2, how distinguishing these 2, and mainly translation doesn't give us much help, because on this timeless awareness, what is intrinsic awareness, then what's the difference? These 2 is not a problem, but Tibetan, we have this difficult too. What does Yeshi mean? What does Rigpa mean? Both has a cognitive component, but awareness, both awareness, but it's one is timeless and one is intrinsic. So I try to make shorter, it seems, once you understand what you are talking about, I think awareness is good enough to Rigpa. You don't need to put too many packages to make that. But of course, then gnosis is Yeshi and awareness is Rigpa. So these two are maybe can distinguish from there.
Okay, there's a question says Shri, SRI, the Shri.
Shri.
Does it mean the original Buddha realizing his or her purity in the homage verse?
You say Shri?
Yeah, Shri.
Where is Shri?
Shri. SRI is a, I think it's in the verse.
Shri or Shri?
Shri. SRI. How
SRI. Shri.
Shri, yeah, SRI.
Oh, okay.
So does it mean the original Buddha realizing his or her purity in the homage verse?
Oh, okay. That's a Sanskrit Shri. Yeah, now we are going back. I think we just skipped this title anyway. But where is Shri? That's.
In the homage verse?
I think they're saying it's for glorious.
Oh, okay. Translating to Sanskrit?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, glorious. Of course, English is Gloria, Tibetan is Baal, Sanskrit is Shri. The Shri just means glorious. I'm not sure. Baal sometimes Shri used as it's become sort of superior to everything. Means in order to become a Gundasangpo Baal, then of course need to recognize Rigpa. That's the very, we call first Buddha, who recognized on nature. And then Baal is also, there's two way of thinking. Is there's Gloria to self and glorious to other. Is so the compassion that is Gloria for or to others, and then realization is for oneself, glorious to self. So if that we can relate to, but Shri itself is not necessarily that, but we are kind of elevating Samadabhadra is the glorious deity. So that's.
So the next question, so there's a quote from Guhyagarbha Tantra.
Mm-hmm.
The quote is, all things are but names.
Mm-hmm.
All Buddhas dwell in the streams of syllables.
Mm-hmm.
Could Khenpo briefly explain this?
Yeah, now we have much freedom in through these texts. Now we can say whatever we want to say. So if you cannot say, means that's your problem. And the Tantra itself arises from nature, and the syllable, what we audible things, what we can hear, is also arising from the nature. So we already know here that Buddha is not individual being anymore. So Buddha is nature. We see the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya are not person, not individual. They have no intention. So whatever teachings rise from nature. And then if we think about Sanskrit alphabets, alphabets are each syllable gives sound, and without alphabets we cannot really write or pronounce certain words and phrases and sentences and so forth. So the sounds is very important in the Dzogchen tradition. I think it's due to the body, speech, mind yesterday, and today when we read all the audible sound, that's also light in speech here. Why it's talking about? Because these are all arising from Dharmakaya and also appear to us. If there is anything that Buddha or Buddha's vachana or speech, Buddha's teaching, everything's rising from there. Everything is benefiting to others. That's why, or the deities or the syllables are forming to us. And that one way of practice.
Okay, can Khenpo explain useful waste body?
Youthful waste body?
Yeah.
Yeah, youthful waste body is used as a term that Tibetan Chonu from Bhikkhu, which early we talk about these three wisdoms, abiding wisdoms, the empty essence wisdom and luminous nature wisdom. So that's names here. Now we need to think about whatever I say is wrong. And when we put concept to describe empty aspect and luminous aspect separately, means then it's not really what I'm talking about, and we cannot talk real nature. So conceptually, we putting these three triad natures of our mind. That now in a ground, the presence of ground, these three are sort of hidden. It's not manifested yet. That's why if you put a statue in a vase, you would not see inside there's a statue in a vase. So that's why these Gundu Sangpo form or Dharmakaya body is inside the vase. That's why youthful, what we call youthful vase body. That means these Dharmakaya is young. Somehow we humans think about young is a good thing, but of course aging is a grateful thing. So it doesn't really matter. But it's describing that this vibrant three-kaya, Dharmakaya body is hidden in our own system. So that's why it's called youthful vase body. Okay, that's a good thing, and we still have time to talk later about anything that we want to talk about. Before that, we can go through a little bit more on the text, and questions and comments will be appreciated if you. For now, I lost my page. Okay, it's here. 11, yeah, page 11. Okay, can we read together last verse of this first chapter together? In brief, within the ultimate womb of basic space, spacious and spontaneously present, whatever arises as a dynamic energy of its display, as samsara or nirvana, the very moment of simple rising as never known exists as samsara and nirvana. Whatever arises in the dream due to the dynamic energy of sleep does not actually exist. There is only self-knowing awareness. The blissful place of rest, extending infinitely as the supremely spacious state of spontaneous stillness. This is the first section of the precious tertiary of the basic space of phenomena, demonstrating that the samsara and the nirvana by nature do not stay from basic space. Yeah, it's relevant that youthful waste body you can see here in brief within the ultimate womb of basic space is the same idea. The ultimate womb of basic space is just vase, and of course spacious and spontaneously present. And inside this vase or the womb, then here is not only what youthful body when we talk about Dharmakaya, but samsara and nirvana both crowded in this womb, and we need to get along. So not too too rude to others. So be kind, and some nirvanic beings may be kindly, friendly, but samsaric beings sometimes a little bit due to we are on problems, sometimes a little bit unhappy. So that's just the whole practice, getting along. And the very moment of simple arising has never known exists as samsara or nirvana. So this is, you can see, we repeat again and again. That's the purpose of the teaching. Is we believe we forget all the time, and sometimes people think humans has this good gift that we forget things, that some certain events, sufferings that slowly kind of dissipate. Maybe that's good things. And also sometimes we need to remind, in Buddhist practice we need to remind us we are going to die tomorrow, maybe now. Because that is with us, but we still need to remind ourselves we are going to die, definitely. And those helps us to push us to practice Dharma. And so these we are hope and fear, we wanted to attain enlightenment or nirvana and kind of leave samsara behind forever, this kind of idea. But these both are soon as arise or during arising, there is no rising. So he here is talking about that in the very moment of simply arising, has never known exists as samsara and nirvana. So it's often terms are very powerful. It's as soon as our concepts arise that something happening, it reminds us that no, it's never happened that way. So it's powerful, and it's a paradoxical way of somehow our mind become less intense and less care about these rigid things. Sometimes we call extremes. Yeah. Even thinking about existence is extreme thinking. And whatever arises in the dream due to the dynamic energy of sleep does not actually exist. So the dream is the best example in Buddhist teachings. Means, of course, someone care about dream. That doesn't mean dream exists. So it's here. The main message is that dream never exists. People would argue many ways, but that's what these texts say. And if you want to know more about the dream and how they argue, would be Madhyamaka Avatara, Chandakirti's texts have details of that. And there's only self-knowing awareness. So that's only. But doesn't mean there's self-knowing awareness either. Yeah? It's just these helping us to lead to probably in a better direction. Soon as what we think that there is a self-knowing awareness that we have existing in means, then we are stuck in that concept. The blissful place of rest, extending infinitely as the supreme spacious state of spontaneous equalness. So that is called ground or the he in the Tibetan, and that we need to know. And of course, I often say that maybe this is partially truth, that believing is a very important thing. If you need to believe something to do something, and that he is that reality, and view means your understanding. If you understand partially or fully or correctly or perfectly or unmistakably, these levels of we would have, but still that is important. So that sort of leads us to do something. If there is Four Noble Truths, there is a view, and suffering is sort of pervasive and universal thing, then if we believe that, then somehow we need to do something. And then we believe that suffering can eliminate through knowing the source or original cause of suffering, and then that's how we believe, and then we're trying to do something. And then we still need to believe that there's nirvana that attain, and then in order to go in there, we need to change our lifestyle and not only just regularly what we do, social gatherings, but we maybe need to do some sort of Dharma practice that if we are fortunate than Tibetans saying many how Dharma practitioners should act and should do is a little bit difficult to follow in these days, and usually there is four goals, four directions, maybe four goals that and your mind's goal is Dharma, so it means now you are thinking about the Dharma, only Dharma. And the Dharma's goal is poverty. It means now the wealth is not your goal. It's you should become homeless. That's the idea. But I'm not promoting that now. And the homeless guys or girls' goal is caves, means just begging on the street is not good enough. I just need to avoid a little bit, go in the jungles or far away from the town to survive. And then the goal of cave is death. So you need to die there. It's not come down to lie down on a nice bed. It's not good enough. But that's the ideal Dharma practice, and sometimes knowing that it's good, so it's motivate us to do something. It's a little bit difficult us to give up those, but there is that kind of Dharma practice that available in this world. So that's so knowing or believing that leads us. If we believe certain things, then so belief is view, and the view is important. And once we have a view, then we do things, and we practice things, and we follow things that are important. Then, of course, the actual view is recognition or the realization of this ground or the mind nature, and that's sort of reveal our own nature and eliminate concepts that really very much caught us in these nets of problems through concept, and then that's also take time to remove from meditation. We call meditation, and then these two may change our conduct and so forth. So that is the first chapter. It's a good thing that we spend time on the first chapter, and then now we are going to look at the second chapter. The first chapter says that usually the chapter title or summary comes in the end of these chapters, and you can see. So this chapter demonstrating that samsara and nirvana by nature do not stray from basic space. That means both samsara and nirvana are never left from Dharmakaya. Think a little bit about that part. What would happen if never left Dharmakaya? Means never left emptiness. So we know emptiness doesn't have cause and condition. there are even no two truths in emptiness. So samsara and nirvana never left means we never left that state either. So that's a very powerful statement. And that's the chapter title. And then we have also next chapter. If you look at chapter titles in the end on the page 21, that this is the second section of the Purchase Treasury of the Basic Space of Phenomena concerning the universe of appearances and possibilities arising as a pure realm. So that's the chapter title. Is that concerning is good word in English? What does that really mean? It's here, chapter title. We have concern. Oh, demonstrating. This is demonstrating. Okay. Demonstrating. Okay. And the next chapter we have concerning. Yeah.
Concerning is like saying this is what it's about.
Okay. Same as demonstrating.
Probably the same, but demonstrating feels a little stronger.
Okay. So anyway, that's the first chapter, and of course, I already read in a Tibetan, give oral transmission. You please, if you think this important text, even you can read first chapter or second chapter slowly, so you can read in English or Tibetan, doesn't matter. That's available here. And now we are in chapter 2, that is quite another chapter that still we are talking about what it is. So it's really important knowing that who we are. So we often need to say who we are, but who things are, what things are rather than who we are. There's no we in this realm. And the universe of appearances and possibility rising as pure realm. Yeah, I was thinking about this particular title. It could read in a Tibetan that is more like awareness or the Dharmakaya or the ground as rises as universe of appearances and possibility and pure realm. It doesn't make much sense, this English structure that the universe of appearances and possibility rising as pure realm. It seems a little bit awkward. Rising as something profound things rising as more abstractly rather than abstract things rise as profound. So the Tibetan, grammatically, there is not much grammatical particles. So we can read the Dharmakaya rising as university of appearances and possibilities and pure sounds better than the saying universe samsara rise as pure. So that's up to you, because we saw the first chapter is all about coming from Dharmakaya, but we did not or do not stray from that source. We stuck in there. So that's the whole idea of that. Giving that information give us that, yeah, we are there. We are still in there. What we are doing or what we did or what we will do is more try to strain from that, run away from that source, so here is trying to reconnect that. Don't run from there. Just go back, go back, go back. You are still in there. And similarly, in the dreams, no matter what you do in a dream realm, if you run away, but you cannot run away from this realm of dream image. So it's a similar idea in here. Okay, now we are in second chapter, and please read with me the first paragraph or verse. Given that basic space is by nature primordially and spontaneously present, it is infinitely pervasive with no division into outer and inner. Without any limiting boundaries, it is beyond division into above and below or any other direction. Beyond the duality of space, awareness is pure like space. This is a very expanse, free from elaboration of a conceptual framework. Here, now we can see now the basic space, or these dhatu, and I often use expanse. It seems better than basic space, but up to you. This because it's loaded with religious or Buddhist dharmic term. That's not just a basic space. It's expanse that with mainly Dharmakaya itself, and these expanse is by nature primordially and spontaneously present. Means always there. We say spontaneously present means we cannot change that. And then these lack of or free from or without these divisions into outer, inner, and boundaries and beyond, kind of above, below, and other directions. So these are, whenever we think about the realm or expanse or space, then is thinking about Dharmakaya as a scope or domain, then we automatically, our human mind is become, there's inside and outside, there's boundaries, and there is above, below. These all concept we create once we think about. We have a house, then we have floor and ceiling and walls and so forth. Then corners and east, west, north, south. These automatically kind of conceptualize. So that's why make sure that these domain or this expanse realm has nothing to do with any boundaries or even outer and inner kind of layers or the areas of that. And this very expands free from the elaboration of the conceptual framework. That whatever we think is it's become concept, and that is not really then talking about the expanse. And I'm just here kind of mumbling with the talking about. When I say talking about means then, of course, talking about is not about makes you can see it. Something about is not really talking the English. We have this kind of propositional phrases that often use: look at your mind, meditate on the deity. That's I thought very strange. Meditate on the deity. Yes.
Why do you find it strange, the idea of meditating on the deity?
Yeah, it's almost like I'm bad sometimes. Very bad ideas I have. How about sitting on the deity? What's different? Meditate on the deity and sitting on the deity.
So you maybe like recognizing the deity better than meditating on the deity? Is that kind of...
Yeah, I think my proposition is looking at the mind, not directly. It's just somewhere corner, maybe the angle of the mind. Maybe you have something. I mean, this gives meditate on the deity. On the on makes interesting feeling to me. Tibetan, we don't need that kind of on. Sa Gom is there's no between on, above, and these things.
And so, like in Tibetan, the connotation is like, without using the word on, which you have like a reaction to, which other one would you say? Like meditating with the deity?
No, there's no propositions. It's just direct.
Meditating deity.
Languages is something like that. Yeah, it's also language is based on a culture, how they think. So it's and also talking about. It's you are not talking directly. It's talking about. Yeah. It's about and on. Add this distancing. The directness is appealing out. It's Chinese Chan. We have kan xing. It's not looking at mind. It's just kan xing. It's rare. Yeah. So that kind of that's language. It's sometimes it matters because how people think in that way. That's why the language forms in that way. So maybe we have a tea break, yeah, and 15 minutes, which means 10:50 we'll be back. And please bring more questions and we can discuss. Thank you.
one's just north of that.
Okay, thank you. Sit. And any good news?
Yes, you're here.
Happy New Year. Wonderful.
There's one question here.
Yes.
So the page 11,
Yes.
last sentence,
Yes.
self-knowing awareness.
Yes.
Does it mean Rangri? And what is its relationship to Yeshi and Ripa?
Oh yes. Yes. These look like a translation of Rangrik, self-knowing awareness. Yeah. Self-aware knowledge. Tibet. Oh, here on page 11, second paragraph, we have Rangjung Rigpa in there. But here seems translate also naturally occurring timeless awareness, Rangjung Rigpa. So Rigpa is occurring here, and Yeshi is also called naturally occurring timeless awareness, and also seems Rangjung Rigpa is here, naturally occurring timeless, naturally occurring awareness is timelessly, so the wording is a little bit different, but meaning is similar. Yes, the Rangrik is not new term in a Dzogchen, but this is old term coming from a Pramana tradition. We have Source and Vedana that reflexive, sometimes people translate reflexive awareness, that means chitta matras, or when we think about our world is constituted by just consciousness. It's nothing out there. It's everything is created by mind. Then mind alone, there's no objects. So then a question would be, how we know our mind, or who know our mind? And then the answer would come that every mental events, or these consciousness, the 8 consciousness, or the 6 or 7, or whatever we count, is self-aware. We don't need to ask, do I know this? Do I see this? Or I see this thing? And so that's why it's called self-aware or self-knowing awareness. People sometimes who read Sanskrit well and technically kind of see a little bit problem with self-knowing, I guess, is there's no subject-object duality. How can be action texts who should know or aware, but rather than using these verbal form, I think they're trying to use more adjectival forms that reflexive awareness. That's too technical. Maybe it's not. We don't need that much, but it really means the mind itself has own ability to cognize or aware mind itself. That's what that is here means. And is that the question? Or okay. Okay. Thank you. And how
So
about
the second part, what's the relationship with Yeshi and Ripa?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we talk a little bit about that, but now maybe using Tibetan term is for someone is a little bit difficult, but Yeshi and Rigpa. So Yeshi, timeless awareness, that my long time sort of a little bit misunderstanding that the Yeshi is always talk about the ground wisdom or ground gnosis Yeshi. And Rigpa is something to do with your own awareness. Sometimes we talk about this mother and child wisdom. So mother-child wisdom is more universal Dharmakaya nature of reality wisdom, and your own our own individuals awareness, that's called Rigpa. And when we call our Rigpa recognize the Yeshi, so that it's maybe sometimes that way is better. The Yeshi, the timeless awareness is sort of objects, and Rigpa is a subject, your own mind. And there is a very, I kind of often think about, there is one line in a Tantra, Dzogchen Tantra, that it says, Yishi Chenbi Wang Ju Rigbi Ngang, so, which means the timeless awareness, the Yeshi knows, which is control or maybe control by mindfulness, and so that is which is the mode or state of Rigpa. And so if you does that make sense or no? Does that make sense?
A little bit unclear.
So we have, if timeless awareness, Yeshi, gnosis, that same thing, is objects, somehow we need to cognize that, because that's the object we need to know. And not only knowing is good enough, but we need to maintain through something. So the maintaining part is mindfulness, that modern term we often use. We don't really know what does that mean, but your alertness of knowing stage that you need to maintain.
Can contemplate be used in there? So contemplate as opposed to mindfulness?
So there's three components here. One is the Yeshi. We already sort of know that here the structure, sentence structure is the object. And then there is a sort of subject that maintaining or contemplating on something. So that is the mindfulness, if we can use. It means alertness, that awareness. And then maintaining on, through or on these Rigpa, the naturally occurring awareness. which now you are fully realizing the object gnosis by this mindfulness, and you are staying in this state or mode of alertness, awareness. So that is the kind of more Dzogchen term.
I have this phrase in my head: maintain recognition of non-dual intrinsic awareness. But when I think of the word, somebody hit the garage or hit another car.
It's okay. Anna's here.
Oh, she just closed it.
Anna's.
So then there's this idea, oh, well, maintaining means like somehow I've already fallen into this dualistic state. I am maintaining the recognizing of the non-dual intrinsic awareness, which is like the primordial state, right? But there's got to be something like the power of Rigpa on its own keeps that recognition, or allows for that continual recognition of that state. Does that make sense?
Just say mindfulness.
It's very different than mindfulness.
Yeah, the term we can use, we don't need to think about while we are maintaining, we are not thinking about I'm maintaining. That doesn't matter. But we can use a gentle term, settling or maintaining, or it doesn't really matter. That term doesn't matter. But here we need to think about only three components, only very short sentence. Yeshi, Khenpo, Wangjur, Rigpa Ngang. So that just one line phrase, there's subject, object, always involved because we are communicating. In order to communicate, we need to say most of the time, especially in English, full sentence. If not, your idea is not formed. So we can ask our English teachers. So that's the truth or not. But
in some of the Chan teachings that I've listened to, they say mind contemplating mind.
Exactly.
As sort of the same thing.
Yeah, but the Dzogchen is there is terms that something belong to sort of ontological level that talking about more ground related, the origin related terms. Some are individual practitioners' alertness talking about that. So saying is the same, but these terms designate particular kind of targeted areas. So there's three components. The doer subject is mindfulness. That's you do. How to maintain, how to control, how to settle, how to meditate, how to contemplate, how to practice, or doesn't really matter what we use. And the objects, what we know, what we should be know, is the wisdom itself, that gnosis. And that's talking more about the object-oriented, English is a little bit strange. Object becomes subject sometimes here. The object-oriented subject that we want to know, and then the mode or the stage constantly where we need to equalize or settle is Rigpa. So you should not lose the state of Rigpa all this time while you are recognizing or the settling or the controlling these wisdom, primordial wisdom.
Resting is another word. Resting.
Yes, settling, resting, meditate, contemplating, and whatever you can use something that use for you. As long as we are not clinging on that terms doesn't really matter. Yeah. Soon as we think, now I'm controlling, now I'm settling, no, then it doesn't really matter. It's whatever we use it.
Did Orton Tulku Rinpoche use the method or those expressions of look, see, let go, or look, see, relax?
No. There's no many steps. If there's steps, means not pictured. There's you just look back at your head. Yesterday we talked about our eyes pretend to look at our back of our head. It's open your mouth a little bit. Sometimes relaxing is very important because our one thing science is the truth that our thinking is sort of chemical activity in brain. That's you need to relax your body. If not, it's whatever it is, it's not doing well.
Khenpo.
Yes.
I think earlier on you explained that Yeshi is the timeless awareness, is like the ground, and Rigpa is kind of like our own awareness recognizing this ground. So Rigpa is another name for our own awareness that is recognizing this ground. So, and then when you explain again about the three aspects, you say the doer is the maintaining mind. So the maintaining mind here is the Rigpa, right?
Doer is mindfulness that maintains recognition on the.
So my sense is that our own awareness, Rigpa, maintaining mindfulness on Yeshi.
We can say that, but these particular sentences I always think very important. It's also saying that our Rigpa is almost unfabricated our own nature. And there's two natures, universal nature and our own nature. And Rigpa is our nature, Yeshi is the universal nature. These two need to become one. But that's called nirvana or whatever.
Yeah,
In merge, you cannot separate, you cannot identify these two separately. But in practice, the recognition that somehow maintained by something, maintained through something, that is called, in the Tibetan, called Tenpa. Tenpa is, I think, often translated as mindfulness. I think that's maybe only we have a good term in English now. And that's these three components in one line in the Dzogchen Tantra, giving as a sentence means a full kind of idea. And sentence means involve subject, object, and verb. Then If we have particles, then we can add on there. And Yeshi seems here treat as object.
Yeah, and
Khenpo is the really working the job or
The skillful means.
is the agent.
the agent. And then Rigpa is the stage where you need to maintain all the time in this stage or this mode or this scope. And then, of course, which means really means you are Rigpa and settling in a Yeshi or Rigpa, the wisdom, then the Khenpo is just maintaining that part of
So really, it is kind of like the Rigpa. Another word for me is resting naturally uncontrived. So is Rigpa resting naturally uncontrived on Yeshi?
Yes.
Okay. So my question here is, does Rangrig has a role to play within all that?
Yes, Rangrig and Rigpa are the synonym in Dzogchen.
So for example, like mental consciousness. So it's not the mental consciousness that is Rigpa, but the self-awareness aspect of the mental consciousness that is the Rigpa.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Repeat that, please.
So the mental consciousness, we have 8 consciousness. Yeah. Yeah.
Eye, hair, nose,
Yeah. And these we call 5 sense drawers that
And then those 3 others.
we have mental consciousness and we have afflection or afflection mental consciousness, and then the alaya. Yes, manas. Manas is mental consciousness. Yeah, that's these 7. And then the nature of that is Rigpa. It's not 8 consciousness are not Rigpa, but Rigpa is. We always like to choose good from bad. So
all of those consciousnesses are skanda, right? They arise.
yes, and they are.
Because Rigpa is not really arising.
Yeah, and they have no choice but conceptualize all the time. We see things duly, and we conceptualize things that through these consciousness. Sometimes, whenever we say consciousness means dualistic things. Yeah.
Khenpo,
Yes.
maybe Dzogchen has a different teaching on Lorik. In the study of Lorik, they are said to be 4 direct mind. One is sense consciousness, another one is mental direct consciousness, third is self-aware Rangrig, and then fourth is yogic direct.
Yes.
So the definition for Rangrig is literally being aware of itself.
Yeah.
If its object is another mind, but not its own mind, then it is technically called mental direct consciousness, no longer Rangrig.
Yeah.
So in this case here, it is our Rangrig being aware of Yeshi, another mind, another consciousness. So then technically it can't be the function of a Rangrig.
Yeah, that's quite, maybe many people didn't learn Lorik, but
yeah, sorry about that. Maybe you can skip it.
Graciously, you have that knowledge. Yes, of course, In a loric means the categories of mind. There's many categories, but here is talking about the direct perceptions that involve direct perception. One of them is this Rangrig. Yeah, I think. Oh, yes, that's why maybe you were thinking about Rangrig as introduced in a Pramana tradition in a loric this mind category tags. These Rangrig and Dzogchen Rangrig are different. I think different because Dzogchen Rangrig, Rigpa. The problem in English is we don't have enough terms to separate these two. In a Dzogchen term, there is a separation of mind and Rigpa. So Rigpa is not consciousness. Then when we say that, Rigpa is not mind. And it's Rigpa. Then it's a little bit difficult to put in a category of loric, that lo is, which means mind, and Rigpa is beyond mind. Yeah, James?
I just wanted to make a clarifying statement here that I think also Mipam addresses. Khenpo, when you yourself were talking about this, you said the sixth consciousness, manas, is the phenomena, and Rangrig or Rigpa is the nature of that phenomena.
Yeah.
Which is different from what Lee said, or the questioner said when we're saying Rangrig is aware of another consciousness. And this is where the Prasangikas and the Yogacaras kind of go off the rail, that Mipam says it's not talking about one consciousness being aware of another consciousness, but it's talking about a consciousness and the nature of that consciousness. And I heard you say that. Is that what you were getting at?
I think a little bit different. Mipam Rinpoche is talking Madhyamaka and Yogacaran view that is a little bit different than Dzogchen view. I think I'm here talking about whether these Yeshi take as objects, Rigpa as subject to aware or recognize, that not really qualifies subject-object duality way of thinking one thing. And before that, I want just trying to make sure that Dzogchen Rigpa is almost nothing to do with objects. That's and also subject too, because subject is the conscious that we, Pramana tradition, we talk about consciousness itself, aware consciousness. That's why we call Rangrig. So that here is the term is same thing. Rangrigpa, self-aware or self-knowing awareness or reflexive awareness. But here Rangrig is just Rigpa, that nature of phenomena, nature of self, nature of everything is close to what Mipam saying, but I think still is beyond. When we separate mind and Rigpa, then Rigpa is beyond concept, means then whatever we talk is not really talking, it's talking about something, yeah.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Yeah, thank you.
Is the practice of Rushan a way of distinguishing that?
Yes. Rushan means separating. I think people use distinguishing two things, but separating is more powerful. I think you really need to separate first.
Mind from the nature of mind.
Yes, Sen and Rigpa. So these 10 English is, we have a little bit shortage of terms that we all use mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So mind in some literature they'll have a capital M mind and a little m mind. So the small m mind is the mind that's just sort of running in your head.
Yeah.
Versus the big M is Rigpa.
Yes. So we need to separate small m's from big from big M. That's that's kind of we need to make a distinction between these two. Anyway, thank you for questions, and probably next time when we have more time, then we talk about how many types of minds are there and how disturbing they are. And
Is there a Dzogchen version of Lorik that we can look at?
no, because Dzogchen version of Lorik is samsara is mind, mind is samsara. We don't need to think about it. Just need to ignore this. Whatever pop up in your mind is no worth to reveal. It's totally different. Yeah.
So, Ripa is that awareness that takes us to the Buddha continuous Yeshi.
Rigpa, can you, anyone?
Ripa is that awareness that takes us to the Buddha continuous Yeshi.
Yes.
So Ripa is the path, and Yeshi is an uninterrupted path. Is that real? Is that right?
Rigpa, yes. The Tibetan Rig means aware. When you put pa, is then nominalize it. So verbal form that normalize it, you can see, which means it has both function. It's nominalized means thing that aware objects, or just a kind of German way of saying awareing or knowing. You can use. So it means it's noun, which means we possess Rigpa. We are aware that's also we Rigpa. So the Rigpa is function as both as noun and also verbal form to cognizing, to cognize thing. Does that make sense? It's too much English grammar teaching here, so going on, which I really don't know. Yes.
Oh, the seven kayas earlier on.
Yes. Yeah.
She wrote in the chat about the seven kayas.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the seven kayas?
I cannot see here sometimes. Okay.
Do you want me to read?
Yes.
So the first kaya is Dhammakaya, second is Sambhogakaya, third is Nimonakaya, the fourth is Swabhagokaya, the fifth is Vajakaya,
Yeah.
the sixth is Mahasukaya, the seventh is Abhisambodhikaya.
Yeah, that's
Rupakaya?
no. It's Rupakaya is include both Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya forms. But those are, you can see, Dzogchen, we have quite freedom on what terms we use and what categories we can put, and it's not really restricted. That's why these forms and the kayas we can use. I think that's not big different from what we see in Madhyamikas. The 6 paramitas become 10 paramitas. The 10 paramitas, because of these wisdom paramita, then you can divide or subdivide for more to different aspect of that. So similarly here, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, Swabhavakaya, the nature body, and the Vajra body, and so forth. Then you can add Sondra Bliss is one thing we enjoyment, and these are attractive to humans, and then the final stage and so forth. These are divisions that are based on aspect of the mind nature or the ground. So it's not really talking about totally different kayas. Done? Okay. Okay. Thank you. And where is something? It's gone. Thank you, Anila. That's wonderful, finding that. And yeah, I've kind of couldn't remember those 7 immediately. Yes, yes, James?
Just a quick question. When you use this term universal mind for the mother,
Yeah, big M.
but it could also make it sound like you're saying there's one universal consciousness. Is that but I don't think that's the meaning. Is that what you mean?
What do you think?
I think Dzogchen doesn't accept a universal consciousness.
Yeah, if, as long as we conceptualize that way, the singularity seems better than multiple things. So that's the idea. I think I'm sure there's no universe. How can be universal truth there? Yeah. So we are
But
just trying to make sense. Doesn't mean we are talking about.
right. So we're saying that there is a personally experienced aspect and there's a more general aspect, right? But it's not talking about some kind of hive mind consciousness.
Should we say nothing there or something there? That's our choice. So, yeah.
Well, as long as we're talking about it, we're going to use terms, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Should we better to say nothing there or something there? That's our choice. I don't mind either way.
Okay.
And especially, I think here's the purpose of communication, and we are not that level of transmitting mind-to-mind transmission, and we also there's Dzogchen have 3 lineages. The highest lineage is Dharmakaya to Sambhogakaya. It's mind transmission. Now I'm using mind, big M, and that's not involving verbal or kind of physical gestures or anything. It's just mind-to-mind transmission. That's nothing to do with any other actions. Even mental actions are not involving. It's just there. And then we have these daju, sometimes a sign, or sometimes gesture, sometimes what we call. It's many ways you don't really need to verbalize to explain sentence to sentence, but not only fully muted, not muted, actionless mind-to-mind transmission, but still you can indicate something to mean something. It's like Chan. Gestures also have that. And then we are not fortunate, but fortunate enough to understanding what people say, if same language. If not, we can learn, and that's why we are here. And then we can use phrases to use, but sounds better to somehow we learned that sentences are more how to say, informative than just say some phrases or names or. And once we put sentence, then I remember as soon as you learn English, what is subject, what's objects, what's verb, you need to recognize it. So, and then, and especially Sanskrit, people, teachers always yelling if you don't recognize the subject and verb and then objects, so then you slowly kind of make sense. And then, of course, different cultures have different English subject, verb, object. Tibetan is subject, object, verb, and the Sanskrit is most of the time verbs are end, but subject, object can be anywhere. And so these kind of language structures are various, but somehow these three are very basic structure. Once we put that, then almost whatever we say kind of meaningfully or intelligently, we are saying in a sentence. So which means conceptually we are putting something as object position, something is in a subjective position, and subject as a verb. So I'm here saying the universal mother, she never exists or she exists constantly. That seems, at least these, what I'm quoting the Tantra, seems put in an object position. And then Rigpa is as a rather not subject, but it's more where it's happening. And then your awareness or the mindfulness is a maintainer that's doing something, and then the verb we can use, whatever we use, meditate, maintaining, settling, and nourishing, controlling, and those are, I'm not teasing James, but it's I think we have a freedom to quite freedom to use it. But as soon as we fixate it, then it's already a problem. So it's not we have no choice, but we need to use sentence. The sentence always have its own rule that makes sense to us. Once we don't follow that rule, then our understanding would be difficult. Yeah.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Yes, you're welcome. And that's good news. We know English sentence now, and often teachers English as second language teach first always simple sentence. Yeah, subject, verb, object. That's keep that clear, and then all the modifiers come later, and then these compound and complex sentences are come later, and then sometimes you need to take all the modifier and phrases and to make kind of bare sentence to what really are saying it. So it's sentences are important, and all languages, Sanskrit or English or Tibetan, that's same as in the Dzogchen teachings. We need to recognize sentence well, and what is subject position, what is object position, what is the verb that we want to use, and then we are free. We can make all kind of sentence that contradictory sentences to make they are not contradictory. So that's what our homework today. Okay. So we are in a second paragraph on page 13. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So now we all know that what's going on here is that you don't need to surprise that it will be very smooth writing in the rest of the text. The magical expressions that originate within unbound basic space are completely indeterminate and not subject to any restriction whatsoever, cannot be characteristic, or they have no substance or characteristics. Their nature is like vista space. They are unbound, spontaneously present, and free from any time frame, beginning or end. Yeah, once I think something coming from nothing means we can believe that that's not going to happen. Means it's never happened. So here, everything is originated with an unbound space, means anything never happened in this system. And once we can say that anything never happened, means then every identification, distinction, characteristics, and identifications are just arbitrary and also totally imputation, conceptual imputation, and that's what he is talking about. They cannot be characterized as things. So usually we like to talk about things, and for they have no substance and characteristics. So we sometimes maybe we are our brain wired by this automatically thinking that things and identifies, and now in science we found galaxy out there and cell structures in our body, and now all the way down to the mitochondria and all the cell structures, and so we are looking at, so we are good at that, but those are, at least in people who are searching for spiritual path, is not really necessarily we need to believe everything that's really happening in a cell structural level to the universe, beyond galaxies and so forth. And then next one, the essence of all samsara and nirvana is a waking mind, spontaneously present, not occurring, not originating, not finite. It has no come from anywhere, nor does go anywhere at all. The expanse of a waking mind, with a linear time frame, does not come or go, is infinitely pervasive. Yes, you can see how easy to read and how easy to understand is. Sometimes I think maybe there's Patrul Rinpoche's text wrote about this text, how important it is, and we can look at that text, someone maybe here around. And you can see these texts really reminding again and again how we should think about. And the samsara and the nirvana is our waking mind, means the waking mind. Do you remember waking mind is our bodhicitta in Sanskrit and Changchub Sem in Tibetan? But here is a different level of bodhicitta, or it's similar as Rangrig, the self-awareness that here Dzogchen is talking about, some nature rather than conceptually a will itself. And similarly, in bodhicitta is not talking about your compassionate motivation toward sentient beings to wanting to attain enlightenment and so forth. These are not just the motivation, it's more of our nature, sort of big M. We can use bodhicitta, big B, and those big A and awareness, and so for us, it's not necessarily conceptualized. Yes. Maybe everyone has a little bit difficult to maneuver on E-form text. If you have the actual book, it's easy to open. It's on a page 125 if you have. Maybe people can share, look at, and sharing is caring. And here, Longchenpa gives a definition of this particular bodhicitta. And if you can see the second paragraph, we can read together. And in the spacious expanse of the ground of being, naturally occurring timeless awareness is refined because it is timeless and by samsara. It is the consummate.
Because enlightened qualities are spontaneously present beyond cause and effect.
It is the mind.
Because self-knowing awareness is the utterly lucid heart essence.
Everything is subsumed and completely pure within the making mind. So you can see in the Tibetan now we need to talk about a little bit terms so that bodhicitta in Sanskrit, bodhi, the awaken, chitta, mind, translate in a Tibetan kind of 4 words, 2 pairs of words. The Tibetan phrases, my understanding is when you say bodhicitta, the 4 words are easy to read and nice to hear. And the Changcho is bodhi in a Sanskrit, awaken or enlightened. That has two components in a Tibetan, Chang and Chop. The Chuang here translated in English, refine. You can see the parenthesis there. And Chop is consummated. The Chang is really means purified, and Chop means realized. So these 2 bodhi, awakening means you purify and realize. So fully realize, kind of purify. In order to fully realize, you need to purify. In order to purify, you need to fully realize. That the whole Buddhist teaching of that. Without disappear ignorance, you cannot fully realize. If you don't fully realize, ignorance would not disappear. So that's Chang and Chop. And then Sam use here as mind. So then these 3 refined, consummated mind. which translate other way is awakened mind. And then you can read again and again this how treat how Dzogchen treat or these texts treat Changchub Sem or the Bodhicitta as sort of primordial awareness or primordial Dharmakaya or primordial ground. That is the Bodhicitta here. And all these kind of terms and that's are beautifully done in here, so you can see. I'm sorry that I was saying the four words. Both Changchub Sem is 3 words. I mean Changchub, the Tibetan pair words seems more relevant here. Chang and Chub. Bodhi is Changchub here, and English awaken or enlightened mind. And that's just the Changchub Sem talking about here. And and these Changchub Sem is not going anywhere and not abide anywhere, but it's all over means nowhere in a Dzogchen term. So we can use either you want to use all over or nowhere. It's the same thing. And the essence of all samsara and nirvana is awakening. I keep maybe repeat again. Spontaneously present, no occurring, no originating, and no finding. It has no come from anywhere, nor does it go anywhere at all. The expanse of a waking mind with no linear time frame does not come or go, or is in the position. You can see that often think that understanding Madhyamika view or these sutric Mother Sutra or Panchaparamita sutras, and if you don't have time, Heart Sutra or Jingang King or the Diamond Sutra or Diamond Cutter Sutra, so that's depend on sometimes people. It's not clear, the Sanskrit term, and Tibetan is Dorji Juba, either the diamond that cuts Vajra or Vajra that cuts diamond, or the diamond cutter Vajra, or just Diamond Sutra. That doesn't really matter, but it's very famous both China and Tibet. This sutra is very famous and important sutra. Important enough that Tibetans, every monastery chant Heart Sutra as every puja or every gathering. And then Diamond Sutra people carry as a daily practice. I remember when I was very young, somehow they newly printed Diamond Sutra, and I carried that in my waist to take care of yachts and the ships, and every day in the mountains. And then also we believe that if you carry Diamond Sutra, the lining will not hit you. So that's a good thing to protect yourself. In the mountains, wonderful young people, harsh weather sometimes hits the light by lining, so it's good to have that kind of protection. And then if you have time, then you can expand your reading, but these are clear that very strict piti text yesterday we talked about this literal meaning. There's no form, there's no taste, there's no smell, and so forth, up to there's no samsara, there's no ignorance, there's no Buddhahood. So it's clear. There's no ignorance. We talked about that yesterday. There's no confusion. There will be no confusion. There is no confusion, and so forth. Yeah. So that's really powerful teachings. And then in the Madhyamikas often talk about coming and going. So coming and going are important for us. We are looking forward to something coming. Means we are waiting for the harvest, autumn harvest is coming, or we are guests are coming. We are many new members of families are coming, and so forth. We care about coming. And we also care about going, so we don't want to loved ones go, want to stay forever. That's not happened, but that we care about. And we don't want something we cherish things don't want to depart from us. So that's coming and going involved. And as soon as Nagarjuna say there is no coming and going, so means then activity stops, and then there's not going to happen any. Yeah. So here is repeating again the same thing. So this bodhicitta particularly is does not come or go. It's never come from somewhere, therefore never going anywhere. If you want to take it that way, but if other level, then is it's not coming, not going means is nowhere you can find. And then we have one more last paragraph, and then we can stop, but we first read this. The true nature of phenomena, suchness, has no beginning, middle, or end. The state of immanent evenness, nature, has no beginning or end. It is beyond any time frame. It is unborn, unceasing, and has no substance or characteristics. Neither comes nor goes, cannot be characterized as a certain thing. Yeah, that's, I think now we are quite familiar with these terms, but the whole practice is just repetition, either meditation or any kind of Buddhist practices involve repetition. Not only sometimes mantra recitations, but also meditation, especially Dzogchen meditations that yesterday we talked about. That's either your moment you recognize or not. That moment you cannot just maintain to trying to do something, but you need to repeat again and again to do that practice. Keep that in mind. If you have one more question, anyone, we can clarify, we can discuss, and then we stop here for lunch break, and then if you have time, please come back, and this will be the last evening or afternoon session, so we still have, just need to discuss a little bit more. Yes?
I'm wondering if you could offer some thoughts or suggestions on gaining certainty that my nature has been recognized when the Lama points it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because my understanding is that phenomena, experience, or expressions continue arising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm always uncertain about whether there's a powerful experience, is that just blessings, or how can I distinguish between just an experience of blessings and having recognized my nature in those moments?
It's really difficult to especially someone else talk about it. Yesterday we talked a little bit about how to look at your mind nature. That's one thing, and then of course it's often talked about if you're fortunate enough, or sometimes fortunate is maybe a term that people don't like, but karmically are fortunate, built it, and you met a realizer master, maybe there would have, or maybe chance of light up your mind. That is the actual maybe recognition of Rigpa would or should occur. And then other than that, what most of the time we try and we use different methods. So that's often talk about depend on what kind of karmic fortunate we have and what kind of master you meet. That's a little bit difficult to determine that. However, the meditation itself, the teacher, why are you meditating on something? As all my teachers say, you should not doubt on that. If you have a doubt, it means then you are not stable. Sometimes I say this, but it's totally wrong. Don't need to listen. But it's if you are totally wrong, you should proudly wrong. Still confidence and kind of arrogant and a little bit kind of if not, then our mind is a kind of attract or distract by these uncertainty things, and then think, oh, what should I do? I maybe not recognize why I'm doing. Maybe everything's wrong, and then it's not going anywhere. It's just confidence that takes a better place. So that's the important part. I think that's often all my lamas talk about. So actually recognizing or not is that individual's abilities, or it's not necessarily, we cannot generalize that. But meanwhile, don't doubt on yourself. That's the important part. Yeah? Okay, we stop here and then we resume 2 o'clock, here 2 o'clock, and then everyone now maybe know what time it is. Okay, thank you people online, and we will come back. Nam de tam je sugma ni tam ne nye be ranan tam je de je ga nan je ban lan tru ba ye zi ben zol do wa so. If you have English, can chant that, John? No, Sunandi. So
What page number is that?
I'll try to find it.
by this virtue.
Oh, yeah, page 16.
Okay.
So it's page 16.
Collected in the three times
By myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana,
Nirvana.
and by the main root of virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment.
Yeah. Good to see all of you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
杜姐姐